Okay, so today we are talking about mermaids, more specifically The Mermaid, the next song in our list of songs of the Orc that will be going into the Folk Orc Open Session, Book 3.
It was Friday morning when we set sail. We were not far from land when the captain he spied a mermaid's affair with a comb and glass in her hand.
So this song itself is quite an interesting one just because of the amount of versions there are. The version that we are playing and the version that's going into the book actually kind of comes from the American tradition, I think, slightly more than the traditional English version. The traditional English version was a ballad, but there's also there's a shanty version. There's several different versions, as I say, from the American tradition, and you'll find versions of this song all over the place, and they're all slightly different. They all have the basic same story. Sailors go off on a ship, meet a mermaid. Mermaid warns them of doom. Doom comes true, and they all drown. That seems to be the basis of the song. Happy that it is. And the other thing that always sort of comes up, strangely, the one line in it that seems to stay constant throughout all the versions is the line about having a comb and glass in a hand. It's not a pint glass. I think we're talking about a handheld mirror here, as mermaids do. So it's quite an interesting one on that one. So many different versions. So we've gone for this version, which has a really good sing-along chorus. With what we're doing, we're trying to arrange songs for group playing, so we want more people playing together. So any song with a really good sort of singable chorus is a good start. So that's where our version is going.
The ocean waves do roll, and the stormy winds do blow. We poor sailors are skipping to the top while the landlubbers lie down below. While the landlubbers lie down below.
Keeping it simple, it's G, C and D. Again, trying to make this a song that is accessible to everyone to be able to play. We've gone through the three of the most basic chords. We all like a good song that's just G, C and D. So it sort of rolls around really quite nicely and really quite good to play. And also the tune. The tune is also quite a simple tune. We have kept it very, very minimal, using the most basic notes out of G major. So it's a really good one to just sort of get together and play. I think this is going to be a popular one in sessions over the next couple of years. So as we all know about mermaids generally, top half of a woman, bottom half of a fish, pretty standard in folklore. There is a point in time where they became kind of, certainly Disneyfied, didn't they? The Disney version of the Mermaid was not the original version. The original sort of folklore about mermaids was more like we see in this song. They were sirens and held sailors to their deaths. I think my favourite theory on where the idea of mermaids came from, the sort of mythology of mermaids came from, was this idea that sailors had been at sea for so long and they hadn't seen a real woman in so long that they mistook sea cows for being women with fishtails. You do have to be at sea for a very long time for that to happen. And mermaid's always going to come up in folklore and folk song quite often, and this song in particular, I think, is the sort of epicenter of all songs about mermaids. And as I said, there's so many different versions. It all seems to have led out from this one point. I do very much suggest you go and check out the original ballad. There's many good versions that people have done. It's all over YouTube, and there's many different recorded versions that you can listen to. So do have a listen to the other versions. But for now, this is our version, and this is the one that is going to go into Book 3.
Friday morning when we set sail, we were not far from land, when the captain he spied a mermaid's affair with a comb and glass in her hand. And the ocean waves do roll, and the stormy winds do blow. We poor sailors escape into the top, while the landlubbers lie down below. While the landlubbers lie down below. And up spoke the captain of our gallant ship, a fine-spoken man was he. This fishy mermaid has warned me of doom, says we'll sink to the bottom of the sea. And the ocean waves do roll, and the stormy winds do blow. We poor sailors escape into the top, while the landlubbers lie down below. While the landlubbers lie down below. Spoke the cabin boy of our gallant ship, a brave young lad was he. I have a sweetheart who's sailing by the sea, and tonight she'll be weeping for me. And the ocean waves do roll, and the stormy winds do blow. We poor sailors escape into the top, while the landlubbers lie down below. While the landlubbers lie down below. Up spoke the cook of our gallant ship, a crazy old bastard was he. I care much for my pots, for my pans and my socks, than I do for the bottom of the sea. And the ocean waves do roll, and the stormy winds do blow. We poor sailors escape into the top, while the landlubbers lie down below. While the landlubbers lie down below. Ship, and 3 times around spun she, and 3 times around spun our gallant ship, and she sank to the bottom of the sea. And the ocean waves do roll, and the stormy winds do blow, and we poor sailors escape into the top, while the landlubbers lie down below. While the landlubbers lie down below.
you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, then please do hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you want more, you can head over to my Patreon page, where there's content such as lessons on guitar and mandolin and ukulele and banjo. There's also backing tracks. There's information on the vocal books, workshops and sessions. You can also find information on my website, which is chrishopgood.co.uk, and social media channels. So keep playing, and I hope to see you all in session soon.